Hey guys, it's Andrea from VW Family Farm. As you can tell, someone's pulled up here and doing a little bartering, and so stay tuned and we'll let you know what this is all about. We're trying to lure in a piglet. And then they look pretty small and cute until you grab hold to one. I bet these, what do you think these weigh?
Oh, what do these weigh? I'm gonna say about 80 pounds.
Yeah. They're bigger than you'd think.
These two last ones over here coming in.
Okay.
You just be quiet. Put that down. You can turn it on when you feel it.
Okay, just point to one, I'll try to grab it.
I got the any cut mail, right? You got a blue ribbon one in there.
You got them all now. Okay.
Hey, come on, buddy.
Hey guys, it's Ben and Andrea from VW Family Farm, and you can see we're here with a guest. Actually, we're a guest at his place. We showed you, we did a little bartering. This is a redneck barter. We're bartering a piglet for some hand-forged garden tools. So you might recognize this guy here with us. This is Daniel Casey, as seen on Iron and Fire. If you watched that show, we watched it, we loved it, we were hooked on it. But anyway, I'm gonna let him tell you a little bit about himself and what he does here.
Hey y'all, I'm Daniel Casey of Casey Arms. You can visit our website at caseyarms.com or email us at daniel@caseyarms.com. Anyways, I'm here with my buddy Ben Vinson, and we're about to hammer out some garden tools, just some little mini hoe and rake for garden tools. And Ben had got a forge from me originally on another trade when we first met.
That was another barter.
Yeah, yeah. And then I called him wanting a pig, and he said, well, let's do some trading. So here we are. So we're going to hammer out a little bitty hoe and a rake for some hand-forged garden tools out of some 1/2-inch square stock. And you ready to get started?
I'm ready to go.
All right, let's rock and roll.
Okay, so we're just gonna kind of follow them around and show you some clips of them working, so stay with us.
Can't go wrong with vice grips.
Alright, starting to get a little heat.
You got plenty of tongs to choose from.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. Plenty of hammers to choose from. Well, Daniel, what all else do you make? I mean, this is just a little piddly thing. You make guns?
Yeah, I build actually southern style iron mounted long rifles. I build dueling pistols, pipe tomahawks. I do some furniture like tables, conference tables, kind of art pieces.
Yeah.
And lots and lots and lots of knives. I'd say probably 80% of my business is knives. I'm out here at this contraption a lot.
This is your full-time job.
Absolutely, yeah. I feel very blessed to do this full time. Not many people get to do what they love for a living.
Yeah, that is true.
How long have you been doing this, and kind of how did you get into it?
So I actually started when I was about 15 years old. I got to go apprentice to a gentleman in Kentucky. His name was Herschel House, and he kind of took me under his wing, and I've been doing it ever since. So 16 years now.
Wow.
And I still love it. Most days, you know, some days it is a job, but no, every time I get to finish a project, it's very rewarding to see it go from a piece of metal like this to something finished and different, you know, that is unique because it's handmade. So
right, and nobody's ever going to stamp one out
exactly,
just like it.
for sure. All right, I'm gonna grab a tool right behind you and we'll get started.
That's good.
Yeah. So the first thing I'm gonna do is make a little necked down portion. I'm gonna stretch this out into our handle section. First I'll hammer it down flat one direction. Then I'm going to roll it 90 degrees, hammer it down the other way. That's going to start stretching it out a little longer and thinner.
Now the more you heat it and the more you beat on it like that, is that hardening it? Is that softening it?
Well, there is such a thing as work hardening, but that usually only occurs on cold metal. But we're definitely putting some stress into it. But the hotter, as every time you heat it back up again, it gets completely soft. It gets full plasticity, I guess you'd call it. So it goes from being what we're used to being like Play-Doh every time you get it past. It's called critical temperature. Once a magnet won't stick to it anymore.
Right.
Alright, so it's just going to take a couple heats of doing that same thing to get this stretched down. I want it to be at least about 5/16 of an inch. Maybe 3/8, but round. So we stretch it out square and then round it to the very last step on that portion.
On your guns, you say you make everything to them?
Yeah, most guns that I build, most people don't want a custom-made barrel because to make a custom-made barrel out here takes so many hours that you have so much in the gun before you even start building it that it's not worth it to them. So I do build my own barrels when asked to, but most guns I order a barrel for. And
But you make your own triggers?
Make everything else, yeah.
Firing pins and all?
Well, all I build is muzzle loaders, so there is no firing pins.
Okay.
So I do make the lock mechanisms and the trigger mechanisms.
Every gun you make is going to be black powder?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. If it takes a cartridge, I don't work on it.
We love that. We call it sandwiching. But he can take that You go to school in Brooklyn? Okay. There are farm hands. We couldn't do all our errands without them.
There are farm hands.
And they weren't cheap, so.
Alright, so our handle will be here. This is the neck section. Now I'm going to spread this one out for the hoe. So what I'm going to do is first I'm going to stick it in a vise, clamp where those shoulders are, and upset it a little bit, which means drive it down so it'll be fatter. That way I'll be able to spread it a little wider, and then I'll flatten it out. And since I want the base where the shoulders are to get fat and not the tip, I'm going to clinch the very tip first, and then stick it in the vise and hammer down on it, and it'll spread out on the bottom part and not the top part.
You think that's good? It's good? You ever have to get out here and look at this?
Yeah, it started getting fatter at the base.
They're going to say, how do you know when's too much? Or when is enough?
Well, you don't want to get it too awful thin.
Yeah.
But what we're going for is width, not length right now. So I'm trying to be careful not to stretch this out too much and get it wide back here first.
Right.
So the next thing I'm going to do is get that really hot, go ahead and draw it to a point, and then keep flattening it out.
Oh, okay.
Can you come find me?
turn the hammer over.
Yeah, see how I'm spreading it just this way by using the hammer like that? That's called a cross peen. So if I was hammering it this way, it'd be stretching it that direction.
Okay.
But hammering it this way, it's spreading it widthwise.
Oh.
Got a pretty nice heat on it. Get it set up in here.
They want to watch Daddy. Yeah, look in the house.
Here, I'm an umbrella.
Thank you.
Come on. You want to throw your trash on? What? You want to throw your trash on? Are you going in? Okay.
Now I'm gonna roll a scroll on the end of this and then bend it into just kind of a hook or an eye on the top so you could hang it from the wall while you're not using it, or from a fence post or whatever. It's gonna be one heavy duty garden tool, bro.
We might not be able to actually use this. It's going to be so cool.
Alright, I'm ready to bend it. So I'm going to get my heat right here where these shoulders are, right in that section, and take it to the vise, stick it in, and then just give it a good 90-degree bend. A little more than 90. And we're going to use this guillotine fuller right here, and we'll get us a little necked down portion about there and there, so about 4 inches apart. And that'll be stretched out to our middle section, and then we'll split this top part. Once we get ready to flatten it out, we'll split it, spread it out, and then stretch it into our forks of our rake. And then the back part we'll neck down back here for our point, and scroll and twist the handle.
Okay.
So I'll just let you go for it.
Good luck, Ben.
Yeah. One of his things a while ago, he said, no pressure, but don't hit my anvil. Now, how do you know when you're getting it too hot and you're going to burn it?
Well, once you get past yellow and into white, that's when it's about to melt and start dripping. So you want to stop. So what I do, if you noticed before, is while I'm cranking, I'll just keep cranking, and every 3 to 5 cranks, pull it out, just look at the color and slide it back in real quick. You don't want to really resituate your fire a lot. Just be gentle, slide it out and right back in until your color gets to, I like to work this mild steel at a yellow heat, like just above orange. Okay. Give it one good whack. Now roll it 90 degrees, line up your groove, and give it a good hit again. Another one. Again. You're rocking it, keep going.
How do you know when you're wasting your time hitting it?
You're still accomplishing stuff. Once it gets to where that it's just dull red, you're wasting time. About now, yeah. But you're doing great, just like that. You can concentrate more on aiming and less on swinging hard, if that makes sense, and try to get 1, 2, 3, 4 on one side, flip it 90, 1, 2, 3, 4, and that gets you more stretch than 1, 2, 1, 2. You know what I'm saying? And so just try to stay in between those shoulders and get an even number on each side, and it'll just keep working out. It's going to take several heats. So.
It's gonna have character.
I definitely will have plenty of that.
Ain't nobody can remake that one.
I like this kid. That's good enough. So on your next heat, first off, heat it all through this section, the whole thing, and just straighten everything up a little bit. And then I want you to stand it up with the corner pointing up and knock the corner down this way and knock the corner down this way, and that's going to make it octagonal, and then you can go to the swage block and start rolling it in there to round it up.
Okay.
Okay? Got her?
All right, you want to kind of tell everybody, you do some classes kind of to teach other people basic blacksmithing all the way up to advanced, I guess.
Yeah, so we do at KC Arms, we offer several classes. We start with basic blacksmithing, and we make like tongs, tools, hot cut chisel, cold cut chisels, punches, things like that. And then I do basic bladesmithing, where we make a fixed blade, about a 4-inch knife for skinning or, you know, everyday carry. And then I also do advanced bladesmithing. We make a dagger or a double-edged knife. And I have a pipe tomahawk class, a Damascus forging class, and I do on occasion do rifle building classes as well. But you can reach us about all the classes through our website at the Get a Quote section, or you can just email us at daniel@kcarms.com.
Okay, and one more time, what's your website?
Our website is www.kcarms.com.
Okay. Ben, how you doing?
It's definitely, as Lane said, it's going to be one of a kind.
Good, I can't wait. It's been in the 90s here in Arkansas till just like 2 days ago, and now we're wearing long sleeves and jackets, so. They say if you don't like Arkansas weather, just hang around till tomorrow and it'll change.
You just sit there and roll it.
Just like you do it. Just concentrate on hitting the corners, you know. You want to lay it right here on the anvil to where the round is just up to this edge, and you're going to hold it flat right there and hammer straight down on this entire section. And what we're going to try to do is flatten this out to about a 1/4 inch thick and about 3/4 of an inch wide. Okay? Right there. Straight down. Don't move it. Lock your arm against your hip.
Okay.
There you go.
So what's your latest big project you've been working on?
I just delivered a double barrel 40 caliber percussion rifle to Pennsylvania. And
Wow.
I got back home Tuesday. It was a grueling 2,500 mile drive.
Wow. Did you go by yourself?
No, a friend of mine, a student actually rode with me.
And a grueling, how many hours work?
Oh, like 6 months, something in there.
Wow.
It was a lot of work. I've never built a double before, so it was a challenge. I've worked on a few. You're a natural.
Okay, so what's your favorite thing you've ever built? Or forged, I should say.
Yeah. Probably.
It's a build too, because it's a work of art.
Yeah, it really is. This is art.
I did a match set of dueling pistols one time with a case and a bullet molds and cleaning rods. I made a copper powder flask for them. And
Wow.
I carved acorns and oak leaves all over them in silver and on the wood. I think that was probably my favorite
Wow.
project ever.
Did
It
you
was
keep
about-
it? Were they for you or
Oh, they were
someone
for a
else?
customer. Took about a year.
Do you keep much of your stuff or sell
No, one of these days I'd love to own a knife by Daniel Casey.
Yeah, that's nice.
Every time I make me one, I carry it for a while, and then somebody will offer me enough. I'm like, I can make another one.
Yeah.
And then I don't have a knife for a year, and then I
Yep.
make myself another one. This one right here is one of the guys that taught me. Made this one, and I bought it off of him. It's called a Woodbury style knife.
Wow. That is beautiful.
I like it.
So you can't get rid of that one.
Right, exactly.
That was
That's
from
what I
your
got.
mentor?
It's actually, there's 3 brothers that I learned from. This is from the youngest brother.
Okay.
All right, flip it over, pull it to you, now start tapping it down that way. Now hammer straight this way, like lock it against your hip. There you go. Yeah. Alright, stop. Now, we want to flip it over with the scroll downwards and hammer this way to close the scroll up some. There you go. A little more. A little more.
Come on there.
Now drop your left hand. There you go. Get down closer to the scroll.
He made this look really easy to make.
Yep.
This is gonna have lots of character.
I wish you could see your kids behind you right now.
Oh, I will, because I'll watch the
Oh
video.
yeah, that's true. There you go. Now let it. I'd call that good.
Now hold your scroll up and smile with
That's the scrolliest scroll I've ever seen.
it. Pressure.
Now where are we putting the...
I already told you.
Right there.
Yeah, just make sure it's straight up and down. There you go.
One full revolution. You grab it
Yep.
at the top.
As far up, as close to the scroll as you can.
You're doing it, Ben.
Good, looking good.
Look at you.
Nope. Come on. Work with me.
A little
Look at
more, a little
that.
more. Like it. Take it off and get it over the anvil. Let's try to straighten it a little. Don't hit the twist. Just hit either end of the twist or we'll knock the corners off. It won't look twisty anymore. Alright. Come right in.
We're making basically a fork, so it's cutting this in half. So in your basic blacksmithing class, for someone that knows nothing, what can they expect to learn, and do they come away with something?
So the first thing in basic blacksmithing class is we learn how to control the fire, how to build a fire and start a fire. And then the first thing that we actually forge is an S-hook. And the S-hook is similar to this, but it's actually S-shaped. So you learn how to do a twist, a scroll, and bending to make a symmetrical S shape. And so we do 2 or 3 of those starting out. Then we'll forge a couple of nails, and then we forge from coil springs a hot chisel, kind of like the chisel that we use to split this, and some punches for punching holes. And then the last day of the class we forge a pair of tongs. So you have your own tongs to take home, and the knowledge that you gain as well as the other tools that we make. So.
Well, we found out, like we told you earlier in the video, we got a little forge from him. I think we traded the deer hunt for that.
Make sure you talk loud enough in there.
That was another redneck bar.
Yes, it was.
It was a good one, though,
I
wasn't it?
scored though, yeah.
Yeah, he wound up getting a nice buck.
I did.
But we figured out real quick that, Ben, is it easy to build a fire?
No.
No.
Absolutely. Like in our bladesmithing class, we forge 2 blades, one right after the other. Each student does, because I really want to lock that forging process into their brain, you know. And to do it just once and then move on to the rest of the knife, you're not really getting it. But if they do 2 in a row, I stay over their shoulder for the first blade. Like we start the day, I forge a blade, explain everything, describe each step. Then they forge a blade with me over their shoulder, and then they do one by themselves. And of course, that one isn't usually very pretty, but they've done it 3 times basically at that point, you know.
And you have to try to remember the next step.
Oh yeah.
Without someone just pointing it out.
Yeah, exactly. Because if they don't go home and make another one, they're going to lose it.
Right.
In the center. Hit it. I get that other side. Yep. Get it.
Come on, stay still.
Alright, get it on the flat over there. And see the skinny part of the anvil? Stick your fork over it this way. Yes, now bend that down more on the tip. Drop your fork. There you go. Flip it over. Do the other time same way. Yep. Now stop.
That's fine.
And the most important question of the day, what does your wife wash your clothes with?
Oh, goodness. A lot. A lot of something. I don't even know. It's the Arm & Hammer.
Okay,
Yeah.
you heard it here.
No, put the tines pointing down.
Okay.
There you go. And leave about an inch of fork up. Pull up. Pull up. Right there. Now just pull it toward you. A little more, a little more, a little more. Keep on, right there. Alright, pull it out. And wire brush it while it's hot. Lay it down like this and brush away from you.
Okay. What does that do? Just get that
Get all the heavy flakes, like see all this stuff?
Yeah.
That stays on the metal if you don't brush it hot or use an electric brush on it, which we will go in and hit it on the wire wheel. Is it a little crooked?
Yeah,
Go
right.
ahead and get a heat and just straighten everything up. So just going to clean a little bit of forge scale off of these. And I do use a wire wheel for this. And just need to hit it real lightly. It just kind of makes it have a little bit of shine. And get some of the forge scale off.
And you make the sight? No.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Why don't y'all look at that? Hand forged.
This is, well, right behind you is what the gun stock starts out at. Let me grab one of them.
But you've already got the barrel
Right, right.
laid into it.
Mm-hmm. And then I make trigger guard and trigger plate and lock and side plate and lock bolts and butt plate and tail plate and all the screws and bolts and sights and put it all together. This is the first one I ever built when I was 15.
You built that when you were 16?
15.
15?
With
Wow.
some help, of course.
Right.
It was my first, so he was teaching me.
And how
I
many
still
deer
shoot.
have you killed with it?
Oh, none. It's 36 caliber, but I've killed a lot of squirrels.
Oh. What is this one?
40.
40?
Yeah.
And then is this,
That's my little boys. I built that for him when he was 3. And he's still scared to shoot it. It's just a mini, pretty much.
yeah?
He loves the Ninja Turtle, so I carved a turtle around the good for him.
You got some knives to display?
I have one just about finished over here. I can show you. This is kind of a high-end one. Got a little rust on it right now, but this is forged of cable Damascus. You can kind of see the pattern in there. It's not completely finished yet. But then I do file work on the spine to make it look like a vine. A little bit of silver with some oak leaf engraved on it. This is giraffe leg bone, which is very similar in appearance to ivory.
Mm-hmm.
And then I also build little plaques for them to display on. Work in progress. I got to build a set of those before Christmas, get them done, and sheaths and everything.
All right, so here's the finished product. I'm so proud of these. I don't know if I'll actually use them. Might just hang them up and look at them.
You gotta use them. It's my first and his first. I've never made any either, so
Gotta
we
get 'em
did
dirty.
good.
Daniel asked a while ago, so are you going to give one of these away on your YouTube channel? And her first reaction was, no.
Sorry, no.
Sorry. But we do have something that we'll be coming out with in the future. Daniel also makes
Flint and steel striker. It's just a traditional fire starting method. That's a great little Christmas gift or whatever. And I hammer them out. We sell them on our website, but we thought that'd be something good to promote the video is to give one of those away. So
Yep.
I'll get one done next week and we'll get it done.
yeah.
All right, so stay tuned. We're not sure yet how we're going to give that away, but be watching our videos because we are going to be giving one away soon. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.
Are
God
we
bless.
square?
Are we
Oh
square?
yeah, we're square.
Is the pig thing
The pig and the garden tools.
All right, we're done.
Definitely good. Yep. Thanks for watching.
I had fun.
God bless.